Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Artichoke Music. How many people is it their first time here tonight? All right, let's give you a hand. Wonderful. I'm Leah Mochi. I'm the executive director of Artichoke Music. We are a nonprofit venue here in Portland, Oregon that has been here for 53 years. So pretty amazing. It started in Northwest Portland, and then it quickly moved to Hawthorne, where it was most of the time. And then when they lost the building, we moved here in 2017. So it's been hard to get the word out that we're still here, we're still alive, so thank you guys so much for coming tonight. We also, in our nonprofit, we have a consignment store that artists are selling their instruments, and so it really helps support everything we do here when you buy or donate or sell your instruments with us. And then we also have a school. We have open mics every single Wednesday that are free to the public. We have a teen open mic, a queer open mic, acoustic open mic, and a new women's open mic. And then we have tons of free jams going on here. So take a look at our website. We have everything from harp jams to ukulele jams, guitar jams. Just really our mission is to bring the community together through music. And so everything we can do to try to be an incubator for new local talent and give them space, make sure musicians are paid well. And the really remarkable thing about Artichoke Music is that it's almost completely run by volunteers. I'm the only full-time employee, and we have one part-time employee. And so it's a lot putting on 5 shows a week, and schools and stores. And so our volunteers are incredible. We have Kyle behind at the door tonight. Thank you so much, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle!
And we have Hester running video. Thank you so much, Hester. And Olivia is on sound tonight, running the sound. We're looking for more bartenders. It's a pretty easy gig. You just pour wine and beer. And so if anyone has their OLCC or wants to do that or get it and or work the door or learn tech, we train people. So anyway, you guys are in for a special treat, which I think you already know. How many people have seen Craig before? All right, you got a good fan base. Well, last night was my first time. People said, "Oh, welcome to the crowd," and it was. Yeah.
She didn't care for it.
No. I see a lot of music, and it's hard to
This will be my last
press,
time here.
but yes, it was very. So, without further ado, please welcome to the stage, Craig Carothers.
I noticed there was a conspicuously missing list from your list of jams, the Sensitive New Age Guy jam. It's an interesting kind of jam when you get those kind of men together. Everyone says, take it, and the other guy goes, no, you go ahead. Hi. I used to be wound so tight, burned out days and restless nights. Then I met you, now I'm alright. That's how easy goes. I used to run around in terrible state, felt like I was gonna go Section 8. But baby, you're my great escape. That's how easy goes. I'm dancing to a distant drum, steady and slow. I've learned to take it as it comes. That's how easy goes. That's how easy goes. Well, sometimes I could be a drama. I forgot to tell you. I wrote this song with a young woman from Birmingham, Alabama. Her name is Shelley Colvin, and I hope that one day you hear of her. She's fantastic. And it was our first day getting together when we wrote the song. Kathy came home from work. She said, "How did it go with Shelley?" And I went, She said, "Oh, you guys didn't hit it off." I said, "No, she was great." Oh, so it was just one of those days where it was awkward and you couldn't get a song. I said, "No, we wrote a really good song." And she goes, "Okay, I'm not doing it this way. You just tell me why you went when I ask you how your day went. We're not doing 20 questions. or this conversation's just over and I don't care. So I said, well, we wrote a chick song. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, well, come on. Maia Sharp and Kim Richey have this great song, I put on my red dress. It's about empowerment. It's about the gray oppression of conformity. I can sing that song, but it's a different message. So there are just songs that are inherently more for men or women to sing. So Kathy goes, okay, play the song. So I played it for her. She goes, I still don't know what you're talking about. I said, come on, it's that second verse. She said, play the second verse for me again. So I played the second verse for her. She goes, what is it that's bothering you? I says, come on, it says, sometimes I could be a drama queen. And she said, and that's a problem for you, why? I stormed off in a huff, and I remember distinctly yelling back over my shoulder, if you don't know what's wrong, I'm not gonna tell you. Sometimes I could be a drama queen, head for the bottom like a submarine, but you pull me to the surface and you help me breathe. That's how easy it goes. I'm dancing to a different drum, steady and slow. I've learned to take it as it comes. That's how easy it goes. That's how easy it goes. Sunday morning sleeping in, you bring me coffee in bed again. Now I'm laying next to you, skin on skin. That's how easy it goes. I'm dancing to a different drum, steady and slow. I've learned to take it as it comes. That's how easy it goes. Yeah, my crazy days are done, and now I know you gotta take it as it comes. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. That's how easy it goes. That's how easy it goes. Well, I used to be wound so tight, burned out days and restless nights. Then I met you, now I'm all right. That's how easy it goes. Thank you, welcome to Artichoke. I have been in every one of those Artichoke establishments, the one in Northwest, many times, and the one in Southeast, and now a few times here. But the first time I came back to play here, I didn't know they had moved. And so I'm always on time. I'm just talking to these people. I'm always on time. And so I drive up, half an hour early to what is no longer Artichoke on Hawthorne. That's like, ah! I was still on time. You guys know the comedian Mike Birbiglia? He's got a great thing about this where he's talking to the audience and he goes, the thing that you late people don't know about us on-time people is that we hate you. Because you have all day to be early, and you have to be early to be on time, because on time only lasts no time at all. And then you're late forever. And right then, some people walked in late to the auditorium, and he said, we were just talking about you. Priceless. A man can always see the love in a woman's eyes. That look says more than words could ever say. And watching you put your makeup on tonight, I realize I've never felt this way. 'Cause you're the only one. You're the only one. You're the only one who loves you more than me. You love everything about you, and you can't live without you. Girl, I know exactly how you feel. 'Cause you think you're amazing, and you know I agree. You're the only one who loves you more than me. If if you're lucky enough to be here tonight with your special someone, my advice is that for the remainder of this song, you do not make eye contact. Well, I've never been the kind who's ruled by jealousy. When doubt creeps in your heart, it's such a shame. But there's never been a doubt that you and I were meant to be. 'Cause when we make love, we both call out your name. You love everything about you, and you can't live without you. Girl, I know exactly how you feel. 'Cause I think you're amazing, and we all know you agree. You're the only one. You're the only one. You're the only one who loves you more than me. So, thank you. Tonight is no exception. As I travel around the country, there are 3 reactions that I see couples have to my advice. There's the couple who is so confident that it's not a problem that they immediately make eye contact. My favorite is when one turns and the other doesn't. But then there's a part where they both go, all so good. The first time I ever played the song in public, there was a couple in the front row, easily 80 years old, late 70s, early 80s. And as soon as I got to that first punchline, he elbowed her so hard. I thought, oh my God, I'm provoking something here. They've gotten this far without me meddling. And then a minute later, she goes. And it reminded me that self-knowledge is a beautiful thing. I gave her 2 keys in case she lost one. And I gave her my word, I've been all in since day one. No doubt of my intentions, no, my heart isn't shy. From scribbled love notes to cursive in the sky. She is never on time, but I'm glad that I waited. And she is wise in her ways and yet understated. Like music, her love is measured by the space. Ah, but silence to me feels like running in place. She says she loves me, but only shows it half the time. And I'd never let love flicker. If the choice were only mine, I'd turn the flame up quicker. But there she is, surrendering to what she can't control. Now she's being cool, she's going with the flow. How little I know. And when she can't make up her mind, she disappears for days. And all that she leaves behind is a mysterious haze. So I guess hibernation isn't just for the bears. And once in a blue moon should be enough to know she cares. Proof that she loves me. But then she's in the wind, First sign of stormy weather, and I'm in the dark again, trying to pull myself together. She knows who she is and where she wants to go. Me, I'm more concerned with what I need than what I owe. How little I know. I could feel her goodbye before over was spoken. Still I can't talk myself out of being heartbroken. There was always the chance that I would end up getting burned. One drop of pain is 2 drops lesson learned. She said she loved me. So if ignorance is bliss, this is heaven, I suppose. 'Cause I don't understand, and that's the way it goes. Thank you. So it's really juicy to write sad songs, and I've been happily married for 35 years, unfortunately. So, but I still like to write those kinds of songs, but quite often, she's not here, so she doesn't like me to say things that will cause you to look at her if she's here, but she's not here tonight, so. People will say, how does Kathy feel about you writing so many songs about relationships that don't work out? And I just have to quote, having heard her answer that one time, she looked at it, if only she'd been smoking. Are they about me? Why do I care? Now, I, on the other hand, if she was writing songs about things, I'd be going, are you trying to tell me something? not really in her personality. Not quite right. I was at a show, is it called the Holt Center in Eugene? I saw Jackson Browne there like a million years ago, and he was tuning. And tuning and tuning, and even the Rolling Stone magazine said that he was tuning too much. But I personally feel that guitar tuning is very much like aircraft maintenance. It's worth the wait. It might be a vortex. It might be a dream. It might be that pizza with kale and sardines. A bit psychedelic, a bit over the top, a bit transcendental, and I can't make it stop. It's the end of my future, the start of my past, a warp time continuum. Einstein might ask, are you coming or going, son? And I would have replied, you're the brain, Mr. Egghead. I'm just here for the ride. I need a commitment. She barked out her demands, while my indecision dripped right through my hands. But if time's a burrito, an infinite wrap, I'll catch her on the flip side the next time we overlap. 'Cause it's the end of my future, the start of my past, a warp time continuum. Hawking might ask, Are you coming or going, son? And I would have replied, you're the brain, Mr. Egghead, just here for the ride. There's a parallel and a paradox and a paradigm and a pair of socks and that paraquat and your periscope and my parakeet, like a pair of dopes traipsing across the universe. For better or worse. I suppose it's all relative, or more ephemeral than that. Like Mr. Bell's theorem, or Schrodinger's cat. A subjective equation, a riddle for sure. The cosmic unknowable, a bewildering blur. That's her, the end of my future, the start of my past, a warp time continuum. Doc Brown would ask, are you coming or going, son? And I would have replied, you're the egg, Mr. Brainhead, I'm just here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. Every wave, every particle, however you identify. We're all here for the ride. Thank you very much. It seems like it's about that time when we should go around the room and have each and every person stand and tell a little bit about themselves. Overwhelmingly, no one wants to do it, but there's usually one person, I'll go! He brings her flowers every night. They go out dancing on the weekend. He's always romantic and polite. And he buys her little presents for no reason. Yeah, he's as thoughtful as can be. Guys like that make it hard for guys like me. He goes to church, he doesn't cuss. He's not a drinker or a smoker. He's the kind of guy that she can trust, not to lose her mother's necklace playing poker. Yeah, he's the picture of integrity. Guys like that make it hard for guys like me. And he knows what she was wearing when they met. Oh, come on. And her birthday's never something he forgets. He makes her breakfast in bed and it's delicious. He'll even wash and dry the dishes. And when she's in a mood, he understands. He knows when to talk and when to listen. And when she's pouring out her heart, he holds her hand. He can hear her problems without trying to fix them. Okay. Like, it was almost plausible until then. Yeah, he's a catch, and all her friends agree. Guys like that make it hard for guys like me. And he likes to cuddle by the fireside. Of course he does. And at the ending of Titanic, they both cried. He doesn't suffer from embarrassing dysfunction. Wow, it got quiet in here. In the bedroom, and he can even take instruction. He never gives her reason to be jealous. After work, he always goes straight home. He doesn't hang out with the fellas, strip club with the fellas. He just doesn't have that hound dog chromosome. But he's a 3-time world's best husband nominee. Guys like that make it hard for guys like me. And he runs his own successful company. And he volunteers at a children's charity. And he never gave her hepatitis B. Guys like that make it hard for guys like me. Thank you. I played that song at the Bluebird Cafe, and there was a bachelorette party that night, which is oftentimes, men are always the obnoxious drinkers, loud talkers, except when women are having bachelorette parties, and then they give us a run for their money. So we were going, oh no, but they were great. They came specifically to Bluebird because they wanted to hear songs. They came from, I think, Fort Collins, Colorado, Boulder, somewhere in there. And one of the young women, they were in their 20s, she came up to me after the show, and she looks at me, she points at me, she goes, "I'm on to you." You never like to hear that. So I said, oh, really? She says, "You know that song about the guy and the guy like that? And you're not the guy singing. You're the other guy, aren't you?" Now, Kathy was there this night, and here's exactly what she said. "Yeah, he's the other guy." I'm still trying to unpack that. She's way funny. All right, I'm going to try a new song. Pardon? What? Oh. I like to be attentive. Papa's still snoring, Mama's still snoring, even the dogs are out cold. I feel a bit complacent, but there's little time to waste, 'cause there's a couple hundred dailies to fold. You gotta be a promise keeper, not an oversleeper, or you end up burying the lead. Working on a deadline, handing out the headlines, unstoppable atop my rusty steed. I pedal down the avenue, I take a shortcut through the woods. I gotta spread the news all around the neighborhood. Wednesday's tires, Saturday's flyers, Monday's all about the classifieds. Tuesday's editorial and Thursday's for memorial, and Friday's got the Metroplex guide. I heard a couple growlers, I thought I was a prowler, but everybody else is still in bed. I'm a pilgrim on a mission in the field of journalism, with the rubber banded black and white and red. And I can't sing the early bird blues, and I wouldn't even if I could. I get to spread the news all around my neighborhood. Tomorrow is Sunday, the very least fun day, working on the dawn patrol. But that story comes with the territory, and it's out of my control. So I'll be packing up my saddlebags, ain't no time to lollygag, gotta keep my head in the game. Cutting through the cul-de-sacs, hitting like a quarterback, headed for the Hall of Fame. Singing leedle, 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 catch a glimpse of the morning star. Leedle, 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 chewing on a cold Pop-Tart. Leedle, 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 whisper of the corduroy. Leedle, 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 that's the life of the paper, life of the paper, life of the paper boy. Thank you. Thank you very much. That song sat unfinished for about a year. Because I kept going, was Wednesday the night, was that the day of the, what's Tuesday when the editorial? Who cares? But I will tell you a quick story about my life as a paper boy. I did it on foot, and I had about, 400 papers in you would go out at 4 in the morning and you'd go find them, and you'd load up I had these bags on front, back, I didn't use a bicycle, and I would do the lower part of it, and I would come back and do the upper part. And my dad, it doesn't matter if I was sick or anything, was like, you agreed to do this, you're doing it. So, I don't feel good. Well, you're doing it anyway. That's exactly what my dad sounded like. You're doing it anyway. Like the Charlie Brown parents. But one morning, I walked over, and the headline was that RFK had been killed. And so I knew in that moment that I was the only person in my neighborhood who knew, because it was 4 in the morning, everyone's asleep. It seemed really, like I was 12 or 13, it seemed like a heavy thing to be the only one who knew. And I'm not much of a runner, but I ran all the way back to my house. It was the only day my dad got the station wagon, and I sat on the back, and we delivered papers in the car. It was the only day he went out with me, because it was a big deal. And I don't know why, I wasn't thinking about that when I started writing the Paperboy song, but writing the Paperboy song reconnected me with that memory, and I hadn't thought about it for years. So I guess there was a certain level of when my dad would intervene, but that was pretty dramatic. Anyway, kind of a downer, sorry. All right, I got a request to play some old songs. I can only play a certain amount old because I'm old. And I've been writing songs since I was, like forever. So I have songs that are 50 years old that I don't remember anymore. But here's one that's only 30 years old. This is from the Home Remedy record. By the way, I'm selling coasters that are replicas of CDs. Everybody needs a coaster. And the nice thing about it is you don't need a CD player to use a coaster. Are you all right? Am I all wrong? How do you remember our time? As a battle of will or a contest of skill? What is it that sticks in your mind? I couldn't make you talk to me. You cut me to the quick. I couldn't make you talk to me, and I tried every trick. But when you wouldn't talk to me, I tried to let it pass. If you're not gonna talk to me, then I'm not gonna ask. What have I done now? What have I said to make you act like you want me dead? No words of violence to break my bones. Only your silence like sticks and stones. Anyone strong when nothing goes wrong and there is no cloud in the sky? But when the going gets rough, that's a true test of love, and we did not score so high. Too much resistance now, the damage has been done. Can we go the distance till we're standing in the sun? If you would promise that you'd try and make amends, but then I won't have to ask again and again. What have I done now? What have I said to make you act like you want me? No words of violence to break my bones. Only your silence like sticks and stones. What have I done now? What have I said to make you act like you want me dead? silence like sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. Like sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. Oh, like sticks and stones. Like sticks and stones. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to try to play a song I haven't played for a long time. It's not a particularly old song, but I came home a little loud, a little late, a little drunk. It could happen. And just like the night before, I locked my car keys in the trunk. It could happen. So I came pounding at your window. I guess I might have made a scene. But when you finally answered, well, you were kind of mean. But I forgive you. I forgive you. Just like you'd forgive me if the fault were ever mine. I'd forgive you. I forgive you. It's like they say, to err is human, but forgiveness is divine. I woke up a little burnt, a little bent, a little blind. The note said you'd gone to see your mother, but that you'd be home by 9. Well, you came back at 7:30 to me and Charlene in the shower. And honey, all of that profanity, well, that was not your finest hour. But I forgive you. I forgive you. Just like you'd forgive me if the fault were ever mine. I forgive you, just how I am. I forgive you. It's like they say, the air is human, but forgiveness is divine. You said, let's have a little talk, a little truce, a little toast. Here's to forgetting who's forgiven whom the most. And I didn't even taste that strychnine. You slipped into my beer, but as I lapsed into unconsciousness, I think I heard you whisper in my ear, I forgive you. I forgive you. Just like you'd forgive me if the fault were ever mine. I forgive you. Feels good. I forgive you. It's like they say, to err is human, but forgiveness is divine. Turns out you were right. To err is human, but forgiveness, that's divine. Thank you. Now, I understand that lyrics are not everyone's thing. But the number of times somebody has approached me on the break and said, that I Forgive You song, is that a true story? Yeah. Yes, it is. I'm here tonight from beyond the grave. We had a shot at having everything. Knew the good life for a time. But one day I woke up and I realized it was never mine. Now it's time to do or die. put our selfish hearts aside for a better man than I, Casablanca. We knew full well what we were getting into. All along we knew the score. But we were reckless, we were cavalier. And we always wanted more. But I've seen the error of my ways. We'll just regret it if you stay. So bon voyage and come what may, Casablanca. It's just an ordinary story. Two lonely people in the world. The lesson of no guts, no glory. Where the hero doesn't get the girl. We tried to make the whole world disappear. But we were only on the run. So listen, darling, please don't shed a tear. We always knew this day would come. So chin up and don't be sad. Some things are never meant to last. And anyway, we'll always have Casablanca. Casablanca. Thank you. So, this is always happening to me where people come up to tell me what's wrong with my songs. And I enjoy the feedback. I enjoy the dialogue. And I was playing a show, and it was like a stage show with like a 700-seater. And a woman got up and ran to the front of the stage and said, "That's not what the movie's about." I'm not proud of what I said back. I'm not, but it was involuntary. It's like Tourette's. I said, "I can't wait to hear your song." Which I didn't realize was quite as snotty as it was. So far, no song forthcoming. But first of all, I didn't say it was about the movie. And second of all, what else is the movie about if it's not about that? It's about the Second World War. True enough. So I have no idea. Once I start playing, I might have played 3 songs. I might have played 20. I have no idea. I totally lose track. Can I have a timekeeper? What time is it, sir? 1:45. All right, I'm going to play 2 more songs in this set. Hold me to that. Oh, we will. All right, we have an enforcer right here, front and center. All right, this is another new song. I'll do my best to get through it. So little compassion, so little empathy, so little self-awareness or generosity, so little understanding, so little sacrifice, or looking out for others, or trying to be nice, so little culpability, so little thoughtfulness, so little affirmation or open-mindedness, no evidence of kindness, no shedding of a tear, no helping hand or shoulder or sympathetic ear, and there's less where that came from. Less where that came from. There's a whole lot more of a little bit, and we're nearly down to none. And there's less where that came from. ethical behavior, no wisdom to impart, no semblance of a conscience, or even half a heart, and not a drop of daylight to light the tunnel's end, and hardly any humankind to follow or befriend. And there's less where that came from, less where that came from. There's a whole lot more of a little bit, and we're nearly down to none. And there's less where that came from. At first it was amusing, like a nightclub magic act. But now it's just repugnant, like a freak show artifact. But that's the new reality, as unreal as it seems. Barely any wiggle room to breathe a breath between. We have to come to terms with it. We gotta be more circumspect, accept the wealth of evidence that however little we expect, well, there's less where that came from, less where that came from. There's a whole lot more of a little bit, we're nearly down to none. And there's less where that came from. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let me see. Oh, I know, I'll play a song. That last song I wrote with Don Henry. This is our fourth song that we've written by sending each other text messages. And this is the first one. Go in the distance, making the grade, in for the long haul. We promised in trade we wouldn't get married, at least not to the plan. And we ended about nowhere out here on the land. Rich if by fortune, broke if by train, a bitch if by hitchhike, a pain if by plane. Smell of guitars, one if by lonesome, two if by car. 20 winks in the backseat on the side of the road, where a flatbed of roses had lost a small load. A half hour in the truck stop, a brief check neath the hood, then a big gulp of coffee, a smoke, and we're good. Rich if by fortune, broke if by train, a bitch if by hitchhike, a pain if by plane. The hum of the highway, the smell of guitars, one if by lonesome, two if by car. I've been all through the Badlands and down on the Snake, all across the Panhandle and all around the Great Lakes, the redwoods, the Black Hills, the Green Mountain Song. And like the mighty Columbia, we just keep rolling on. Rich if by fortune, broke if by train, a bitch if by hitchhike, a pain if by plane. The smell of the highway by compass or star, one if by lonesome, two if by car. This land is your land, this land is ours. Please stick around. I'll be back. If you'd like to get a coaster, I'll be up here. Wow. You guys got quiet. So, in no particular order, I'm going to play the songs I have to play if I want to get out of here alive. I see the pitchforks and the torches going away. So you cannot lift a spirit that has turned to lead. Shine a light in shadow when the batteries are dead. Or fly like a bird over all the works of man. Always think of the perfect word, but you do the best you can. Nothing seems as easy as it did when you were young. Myths may be invincible, but we are only strong. Strong like a memory, strong like a willow in the wind, strong as you'll ever be. You will always need to bend, and if you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease, little Hercules. Times when being a grown-up gets to be too much. The sense of humor seems to vanish in the crush of the daily 9 to 9. It keeps your family alive. You're just putting in your time. Does anyone really go home at 5? Made a life where no one ever tells you what to do. Now the only tyrant that you're working for is you. But it's never easy to keep all the promises you make. No one's gonna get you fired if you just give yourself a break. And if you feel the weight of the world, put your mind at ease, little Hercules. Because there's so much on your shoulder that you know it's a breeze, little Hercules. And if you feel the weight of the world, well, put your mind at ease, little Hercules, little Hercules, little Hercules, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. A long dirt road, 1,000 acres or so. That's what he left me. A few hundred head and a ranch in the red. That's what he left me. Nothing I ever wanted, but I can't give it back. Still, it's not easy facing the facts that I made a promise I never kept the devil's bargain. Jesus wept. I knew I just wouldn't be sticking around like some black sheep in a one-horse town. I've got no Stetson, I've got no spurs, no lariat, and I'm afraid of the herd. Not at home on the range or on the lone prairie. The cowboy's life was not for me. A handwritten will and shoes too big to fill. That's what he left me. And all the expectations of 5 generations. That's what he left me. Now I can't live up to the family name, and I don't even feel any shame that I made a promise I never kept. A devil's bargain, Jesus wept. I knew I just couldn't be sticking around like some black sheep in this one-horse town. I've got no bedroll, I've got no boots, I'm no good with fences, I can't wrangle or shoot. Not at home on the range or on the lone prairie. I got no bandana, no deerskin chaps, and I've got no business here in Buffalo Gap. Not at home on the range or on the lone prairie. The cowboy's life, the cowboy's life was not for me. Thank you. So, two things. This is the only city in America where I get a giggle when I say I've got no business in Buffalo Gap. Because Buffalo Gap is a thing that's in South Dakota. It's a thing that's in Wyoming. It's a bar here where I belonged many a night. The other thing is I played this song again at the Bluebird Cafe, and there are uniforms. You know, there's a fashion cowboy uniform. A lot of Nashville people dress that way, and they're not really cowboys. Go to Montana or Wyoming, you run into real cowboys. It's a different thing. Wranglers are work clothes. The hats are work clothes. These guys remind me of my grandfather, my great-grandfather's generation, guys who weigh about 135 pounds and are made out of fire hydrant. And if you're at the gas station and you just bump, I'm 6'6", I weigh 260 pounds. You can bump into one of these little guys and it will knock you down. They're just so solid. They're working, and that's their work outfit. So that's different. So, wild caught versus farm raised. So I was playing at the Bluebird, and some real cowboys came in. It was a couple, and either their daughter and her boyfriend or husband, or their son, his girlfriend or husband. I didn't ask. I didn't know. But I finished this song, and the young woman, either the daughter or the in-law, she raised her hand. So polite in a nightclub, she raised her hand. I said, "Did you have a question?" She says, "No, I just want to say when we first come in, I could tell you was no cowboy." Gee, what gave it away? Oh, man. Later, I was talking to a friend of mine who is from Montana, and he said, "Oh, is that what she said?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, you know what she was saying? That I wasn't in it, that she could tell I wasn't a cowboy." And he goes, "She was saying you look soft." Okay, fine. check quick here. La, 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 la. There's the culprit. One of the problems is that a guitar is never actually in tune. I want to go into the whole thing about the tempered scale, but the guitar is, at the best, it's a compromise. She's got 39 pink flamingos in her backyard, and an orange polyethylene Buddha on the top of her car. Tattoos of Lennon and Santa, and one of Jay-Z. She's not making or breaking the rules, she's just free. There are 39 pink flamingos in her garden plot. Her favorite Beatle was Ringo, she thought he was hot. And she wears Christmas sweaters in August, but she never sweats. It's not her way to complain or dwell on regrets. It's just 28 days since I met her, and I wish it could go on forever. I love everything that she does. I was powerless to resist her, part sorceress and part little sister. But really I fell just because of her 39 pink flamingos, and there's bound to be more. Is everything funky or kitschy? That's what she adores. She's hooked on quinoa and Kratek, not so much to forgive, 'cause the usual rules don't apply with just 6 months to live. And her joie de vivre never unraveled, even while losing the battle. She was funny and fearless and strong. I've never known anyone like her. Part librarian and part mini biker. And I'm different since she came along, with those 39 pink flamingos now in my front yard. And that orange polyethylene Buddha in the trunk of my car. I've got a picture of her kissing Santa and one by the sea. And we take it one day at a time, the Buddha and all 39 flamingos and me. "39 pink flamingos, 39 pink flamingos." Thank you. I've been the lie. I've been the junkie, I've been the high. I've been the genius, I've been the fool. I've been the outlaw, I've been the rule. I've been the grifter, I've been the con. I've been the king and I've been the pawn. That's the life of the vagabond. I've been the freight train, I've been the track. I've been the tightrope, I've been the slack. I've been the juggler, I've been the pen. I've been the scalpel, I've been the skin. I've been the headlights, I've been the deer. I've been the blindfold, I've been the mirror. And I never would have dreamed I'd end up here on a steady course with an even keel, where you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Not if you've got something real. I love the way your love makes me feel. I've been the heartstrings, I've been the pull. I've been the cape and I've been the bull. I've been the castle, I've been the moat. I've been all three people in the Dear John note. I've been the sculptor, I've been the clay. I've been the panther, I've been the prey. And it took this long to find my way to a steady course with an even keel, where you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Not if you've got something real. I love the way your love makes me feel. A little rough water, no big deal. That's nothing that time won't heal. Not when you've got something real. I love the way your love makes me feel. I love the way your love makes me feel. Thank you. Thank you. So, play another kind of newish song. Some of you may have heard it. It's a true story. That girl, first saw her in the checkout line. Didn't really pay no mind till she caught me in the parking lot. That girl, she came walking up to me. She said, I think we're meant to be. And I told her that I think we're not. But you know, some people, they just won't take no for an answer. No, they won't. Even when you're giving them the old heave-ho. Right then I knew I'd have to start shopping at a different store, 'cause she would not be ignored. It wasn't my safe way anymore. That girl, I could tell she really got around, 'cause overnight she tracked me down, started camping out in my backyard. That girl, she was caterwauling all night long, singing her siren song, thought I was gonna need a bodyguard. Well, I knew better and I never did a thing to lead her on, but she wouldn't get gone. She kept coming on strong. There was nothing left to do. I thought I was gonna have to call the cops, install some deadbolt locks, 'cause she would not stop. She was as subtle as a house on fire, might lead one to inquire what was her damage. One night she threw a couple rocks at me, but I think quite possibly that was just her love language. That girl, just when I thought the coast was clear, She showed up in my rearview mirror at 4 in the morning. I know. Then I saw her hiding in the bushes later on that day, and I swear that I heard her say, "Play Misty for me." Looking back on it now, I know it seems a little far-fetched, and you might well suggest that the truth's been stretched. Say what you will, I stand by every word. It's just the facts as they occurred. I know it sounds absurd. That girl, she just would not refrain from her tireless campaign, and it was pretty scary. That girl swooped in like a wrecking ball, chased me all the way to City Hall, where we got married. And we're still married. And it's still scary. That girl. Thank you. She couldn't make it in the working man's world. She could not take it in society, baby. She didn't want to be a stay-at-home girl. She did not want to be no perfect lady. She keeps the wall around her now to keep her memories at bay. She said, "This is no man's land, where no man's hand could ever change her plans. No man, no man's land." Back in the city, all those voices in the walls, she tried to block them out, but they'd go back when she'd go under. Her secret number taking every call. There was no corner of her mind where they could not find her. She keeps a wall around her now to keep her memories at bay. People come to see her, but she will send them away. She say, "This is no man's land, where no man's hand could ever change her plans. No man, this is no man's land, where no man's hand could ever change her plans. No man, this is no man's land, where no man's hand could ever change her plans. No man, no man's land, no man, no man's land. Thank you. I can't do this at the same time. So stop trying. You were everything I wanted. You promised you would never make me blue. You were talking happy ever after. Turns out none of that was true. Now when I think of you, it's the you in underhanded, the you in cruelty, you in unhappy ending, and you in used to be. And there's a W in wicked. That's why there's no you in we. I gave in to you so easily. I was such a lovesick fool. I never dreamed you'd ever hurt me. Now I try not to think of you, 'cause every time I do, it's the you and the humiliation, insult and injury. The you and true companion you turned out not to be. And there's a W in whack job. That's why there's no you and we. Aha. Alamand left. Gentleman for a star. You were talking happy ever after. Turns out none of that was true. Now when I think of you, it's the you in torn asunder and painful memory. The you in heartless liar. Okay, well there ought to be. And there's a W in wicked. That's why there's no you in we. There's a W in worthless. That's why there's no you in we. Thank you. You know what really cracks me up is there's a giant digital clock right there. And this is like the fourth time I've played here when I go, what time is it? I can't keep track of the time. It's always been there, hasn't it? Somebody during the break told me that I needed to look into the books of Brian Doyle because, like me, he's a noticer. I think you have to take that back now, man. Brian's a noticer. I'm clearly oblivious. Seems like tonight there's a low testosterone convention in town. Not here, out there. Calm down. You act like I'm a stranger, like we've never met, after all we've been through. How could you forget? I've always been there, haven't I? Haven't I been there all along? A true companion. Where did I go wrong? 'Cause you treat me so cold, so cold. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. You don't know my name. You never laid eyes on me. It's just an imbalance in my brain. It makes me think we're meant to be. But what about those pictures? Look so happy, and what about those promises? Yeah, what about them? You treat me so cold, so cold. I gotta give up on you. Treat me so cold, so cold. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. The one thing I swore I'd never do till I turned blue. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. Okay, this is goodbye. Have it your way. We don't see eye to eye. And the voices in my heart quiet tonight. I don't wonder where you are, but I still wonder why. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. The one thing I swore I'd never do till I turned blue. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. All the lies have now come true, and I've turned blue. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. I gotta give up on you. Thank you. They say you can't go back again, but here I am, just 100 miles to where I'm from. Now the wheels touch down, safe and sound. I'll probably make it in before the dawn. Schenectady. Rolling past the gold and blue of the old high school, driving through the early morning mist. Hardware store where I worked before, across the street from my first kiss. Home, this is home. They've been expecting me. Home, coming home, where they respected me, protected me, connect to me. Schenectady. Mama's waiting in the drive as we arrive. Nothing I can do to dry her tears. dressed up in my uniform on this gray morn. I finally made it back, but I'm not here. Home, this is home. They've been expecting me. Home, coming home, where they respected me, protected me, resurrected me. Now I'm gonna rest my bones in this field of stone and settle in, 'cause I've got time. Home at last, 'neath the leaves of grass, forever on the far side of the pines. Schenectady. Thank you. Always nice to just make everyone have a good time. Now there's a thing we do here in Portland. I can still say we. I was away for 25 years, but this is where I came up. There's a thing that is lovingly or accusingly called the Portland Encore. And that's when, they probably do it in other cities, but it's very prevalent here. It's where I go, good night, and then you know I'm not done, and I know I'm not done. Fuck that. I'm gonna play 3 more songs, and then that's it. And if you guys want to pretend there was an encore involved, that's fine. I've heard stories about people going off and the audience stomping their foot for 25 minutes and stuff. What a power trip. On the other hand, one time I saw Mose Allison in Seattle, and in his rider it said no smoking. This was way before there were no smoking bars, way before, a long time ago. And that's the deal, no smoking. It's clearly posted, it's written on the tickets, everybody knows. And somebody lit up a cigarette, and Mose said, good night. He'd only played 2 songs. I thought it was great. And then we got that guy and we dragged him outside. I have a friend, I believe, who's tuned into the live stream tonight, who's somewhere in Miami. And this goes out to you, Fritz. What's become of Polly? I haven't seen her for days. I wonder if she's gone away. Or maybe she's just hiding. And it's all just some kind of game. But I'm thinking I might be to blame. 'Cause I've looked far, I've looked near, but now it seems like she's just disappeared. There must be something I'm missing. Did I scare her or say something wrong? Was she bent out of shape so she made her escape? and I'm just the last to catch on. Is Polly gone, Polly gone, Polly gone? Polly gone, Polly gone, Polly gone. I was so drawn to Polly. She held my heart on a chain, though she thought her figure quite plain. She was someone who knew all the angles, with good lines in abundant supply. But now she's vanished without a goodbye. I've looked high, I've looked low, but I've got no idea where she might go. There must be something I'm missing. Did I hurt her or do something wrong? Did she get tired of me and just need to get free? And I'm just a fool to hang on. With Polly gone, Polly gone, Polly gone. Polly gone, Polly gone, Polly gone. Not a note or a card or a text, and I'm left in the dark feeling vexed, 'cause this hex from my ex is complex. Fancy. Some things are beyond understanding. I won't hold out for some rapprochement. Guess she needed her space, but I still miss her face. Or maybe I was too square, or I lacked savoir-faire, or I was just obtuse, and that's why she vamoosed without so much as a so long. So I wrote a geometry song called Polygon, Polygon, Polygon. Polygon, Polygon, Polygon. Polygon, Polygon, Polygon. Thank you. I need to get a gig at MIT. There are so many geometry puns in it that I wouldn't have known either. I looked them up. Well, before I forget, I want to thank everybody who works here. Everybody is so cool and helpful and easygoing and friendly, and they paid me to say that. No, everybody, I volunteer to say that. It's amazing. This is my, in this venue here, I think this is my 6th time playing here, maybe 8th, but 6th. Always a fantastic experience. I love this size of a room. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks you guys so much for running the event. I still have 2 more songs. Calm down. When I booked this show originally, I was supposed to play tonight and tomorrow night. And then I have a pinched nerve in my elbow, and my hand was going to sleep. It was really hard to play the guitar, and the guy who originally operated on that is in Nashville, and we had to go back to Nashville for some other reasons, including for me to play at the Bluebird. So I ended up canceling the 12th and the 13th, or 13th and 14th, because I thought I was going to have surgery while I was in Nashville. And then, it's nice if you have a surgeon who goes, let's not rush into it. Those kind of things, they heal up on their own. I saw a surgeon here in town, and within 15 minutes she said, we need to get you in and get that cut on. I said, I'm not quite ready for that. I've had lots of surgeries. I'm not averse to that. But because one of the things they say is, we can make the tingling go away. We can't guarantee that you retain the dexterity in your hand that you have now. I'll deal with the tingling. But when we first talked about this, it might have been Leah who said, this time of year, people, they like holiday songs. And I said, okay, deal's off. And that was not our exact exchange. So anyway, I canceled these because I thought I was going to have surgery. And then while I was in Nashville, she reached out saying, well, I know you were supposed to be here the 13th and the 14th, but the people who were for the 12th and the people for the 13th have just canceled on short notice. Is there any chance that you can come back and do these dates? And so I really love this place. I like these people. And so we beelined it back. We drove back from Nashville in 51 hours. That's my superpower. I like it, actually. I know it sounds crazy. Anyway, I do have a holiday song. It's the only one I've ever written. See, to me, dysfunctional family always seemed like that was an unnecessary modifier. My family was just like, wow. I remember when I was in college and people say, we can't wait to go home for Thanksgiving. I go, really? Wow, mine's going to be dramatic. So I decided to write a song. I don't know if you know this, but almost all the famous Christmas songs were written by Jewish writers. So since I'm not religious at all, I thought that was pretty much open season on Hanukkah. So here's my Hanukkah song. Far back, oh no, I have to capo. I'm going to do it wrong. I know I have one right here. There we go. Far back as I recall, this time of year filled me with dread. Home always represented breaking hearts and bumping heads. But then one night something happened that was straight out of a fable, and that became what we still call the night of the dreidel. No one was crying, no one went away mad. Nobody burned the dinner or made my mother sad. No one had a shouting match and called each other names, or got into a fist fight brought on by a football game. Nobody was embarrassed, no one was overserved. No discouraging words, whatever it is. There was no retaliation, no one mounting their attack. And for a change, nobody said what they could not take back. To this day, I can't explain it. All our newfound cheer, as if all our crazy history just disappeared. Seems like a miracle happened here. Everyone was smiling, not angry like before. Quite a different spin on how it's ever been before. Like some kind of happy family where push never comes to shove. And as we sat there all together, I swear you could feel the love. We laughed and sang a song with all the candles burning bright. And finally for us it was a festival of light. Now there's holy in our holidays and all the rifts are gone. Our own small revolution, just like the Sevivon. To this day I can't explain it. All our newfound cheer, as if all our crazy history just disappeared. Seems like a miracle happened here. Seems like a miracle happened. Think Russian choir. That night I dreamed that all the world was welcome at the table, and every nation did away with prejudice and labels, as if there'd never even been a Tower of Babel. Yeah, miracles can happen in one night, and to this day I can't explain it. We're on a new frontier. All our crazy history has disappeared. Seems like a miracle happened here. Seems like a miracle happened here. Seems like a miracle happened here. Seems like a miracle, seems like a miracle happened here. And that magic night became what we still call the night of the dreidel. So I played the song for my sister. She went, yeah, like that ever happened. Everything that didn't happen in that song is what happened at every holiday in my family. Fist fights and throwing of food and my dad wrestling somebody to the ground and somebody else leaving mad and my mom screaming, and it was great. Thank you so much for coming out. Really fun to... Some of you I've seen recently, some of you I haven't seen for so long. It's really nice to see you. Quit stalking me, but I like it. I knew I was smitten already, just like Lady and the Tramp, when they shared spaghetti. When oh so elegantly she did her twirling. Strands wound so daintily round her fork, while I chased mine clumsily like a dork. Her table manners and poise were really quite sterling. She ordered antipasta, caponata, pan toscana, pepronata, delectable plate after plate. Acqua pazza, arancini, panzanella, scallopini. But that's when I made my mistake. Our first dinner date and our last went from dream to disaster so fast. When she called me a culinary heretic, and all I did was order deep-fried mozzarella sticks. She did nothing to hide her disappointment, but it couldn't curtail my enjoyment of mozzarella sticks, much to her shock and dismay. Mozzarella sticks, not everything good is gourmet. And I knew she would only look down on me if she knew how much I love Chef Boyardee and mozzarella sticks. I stand by those cheesy deal breakers. Mozzarella sticks. I love my part skim troublemakers. And if that's all it takes to be 86, then I think I got away just in the nick. And I owe it all to mozzarella sticks. Thank you so much. Drive carefully. I love you guys. Fun. Thank you so much.